welcome to the Cruise Show. I'm Carly and this is John. Well, today we are cruising on some of the biggest ships in the world with Royal Caribbean International, and believe me, they have thought about everything on board their lovely cruise ships. And we are looking at itineraries starting off in 2018. So you know what that means. Low deposit today secures you your lovely cruise. And we've got some wonderful itineraries for you. And we're going to be throwing in some onboard credit as well. So make sure you're sitting comfortably with the phone handy and a piece of paper and a pen, because I think you might need them. And to tell us more about Royal Caribbean International, it's the cruise man himself, Mr. John Cooper.
Thanks so much indeed, Carly. Well, Royal Caribbean are a byword for innovation, because I'm sure they have a little room in Miami somewhere with this little mad box of frogs that come up and think of things to do, like flow riders on ships, ice rinks on ships. I mean, who would have thought of putting an ice rink on a ship? But they've done it. They also have wonderful dining experiences too. They just look after you. Once you go on, you'll just have a wonderful time. If you don't get off the ship, you'll be having the most wonderful holiday of all. But the fact you're going to be visiting some wonderful places as well just enhances the holiday. If you've never ever been on a cruise holiday before, what I'd say is settle down, sit down and watch for the next half hour. We're going to be showing you around ships. I'm going to be taking you on one of the ships as well to show you some of the things that you could be doing on holiday this year. It's fun. And I tell you what as well, there's so much included in the price, it's truly incredible.
Well, we're going to start out looking at a lovely Mediterranean cruise in May next year, and this is on board the Navigator of the Seas. So let's see what you could expect on this class of ship.
Well, the Navigator of the Seas, what a ship she is. You see the style and the size of the ship. When you first pull up outside and you drop in your luggage, you think, wow, the size of that ship. And you go inside. Look, this is inside the ship. It's called the Royal Promenade. And it's got shops and bars and restaurants and nightclubs there. Then you get up onto top deck and there's all the different swimming pools. There's so much to do on board. There's tennis courts on board. There's mini golf on board. They've just thought of everything. They'll keep you going. And the food, when it comes to food, there is so much choice. This is the main restaurant where every evening you'll be enjoying an a la carte evening meal. It's a really wonderful experience. Waiter service. Now, if you want the help yourself opportunities, you can do. There's the Windjammer dining room, which has just got everything. Then there's the entertainment. It is West End, Broadway style entertainment every single night of your week, of your holiday. And it just makes it special, because when you go to the theatre, you feel great in the theatre. I love going to the theatre. We don't go enough. It's not until you go to the theatre you think, I must do this more often. And that's the way you feel. That's the way you feel. Then there's the comfortable accommodation, where you really relax and sleep well of an evening. You will. And if you want to be kept going busy all day, they'll keep you busy all day. But if you just want to relax and take it easy, and can I just tell you, the first cruise holiday I ever did, I didn't realise how relaxing it can be. Busy doing nothing. That's all you are. It is truly a wonderful holiday. Now, this is going on the Navigator of the Seas. We're going on a Mediterranean tour, as we said, on the 13th of May next year for 14 nights. Now, you're going to turn up at Southampton, you'll open the boot of your car, they'll take your luggage off you, and within 15 minutes you'll be on board and probably at the buffet. Your holiday has begun. Then we're going to cruise out from Southampton waters on our first port of call, Gibraltar. Now, Gibraltar, what a place to go. UNESCO World Heritage Site, of course, but it's also pound sterling, so no need to worry about the money exchange rates there, and it's duty free. Then we're off to Alicante. Now, Alicante is wonderful. The beaches here are fabulous, but it's also close to Benidorm as well, so you can go to the theme parks there too. Then we're across into Italy to Civitavecchia. This is the port for Rome. Now, can you imagine going to Rome and seeing all the wonderful sights there? Then we're into Livorno in Italy. once again, this is where you're going to see some of the wonderful sights. For instance, like Florence, the cathedral in Florence. Do you know you can go up to the top there and walk around the edge of it? It's incredible. Then we're across to Marseille in the south of France. This is France's second largest city, so it's got plenty of shopping. The cathedral is wonderful, and so is the harbour. Then we're into Barcelona, the favourite city of them all. You shouldn't have favourites, but you do, don't you? And the Sacred Familia Church there is lovely, but so is Montjuic with the Olympic Stadium. Then we're going to cruise around into Lisbon, which is absolutely magnificent. You cruise in under the April 25th bridge, and then there's so much to see in Lisbon as well. Then we cruise to Vigo. I love Vigo. Where the ship pulls in, you're right next to a major shopping centre, and also there's all the fishing there, the Calle Pescadores Street, the fishing street. That's where you've got to go there and have some fish food. Oh, to die for. When I was last there, I did a mussels tour with all mussel beds. Then we had mussels and did some wine tasting. It was terrible. Well, yeah, well, exactly, yeah. Have you seen the price of this, by the way? 14 nights away, $999. $999. And we're exclusively going to give you $125 on-board credit per stateroom. That's $125, bit of Cooper cash for you to spend on anything you want. That could be, you know, things like dining experiences. It could be bottles of wine. It could be the duty free. You wouldn't want to waste on perfume or anything like that, though. You know, hey, listen, it's for you to do what you want with it. 13th of May for 14 nights next year. Just a deposit. You're on board, and you've got your $125 exclusive from Vision Cruise to spend on board. Now, I think that is worth having. I just think it's worth having. If you want it, dial the number on the bottom of the screen. Let's get you involved, shall we?
I'd tell you what, I'd definitely be spending it on perfume, wouldn't you, ladies?
No.
Get in there first, get it spent.
No.
And did you see that price? As John just said, that's incredible value for money. And I think this is a great example of why, in my opinion, cruising is the best way to travel. Look at all those amazing ports you can visit in one holiday and all those amazing things you can do whilst you're on the ship. Don't hold back. Get yourself on this cruise. Let's have another little sail back through those details. So we're going to be sending you out from Southampton and heading for Gibraltar. This is where you could head up the rock for those spectacular views and meet the cheeky Barbary apes while you're there. Then we're into Alicante. Perhaps head to the nearby San Juan for a round of golf if you fancy it, or climb up the castle of Santa Barbara for some stunning views there. Then we're into Civitavecchia, of course, for Rome, going to see the amazing sights like the Vatican, the Spanish Steps, the Trevi Fountain. Then we're going to sail you along to Livorno, where you could visit the romantic capital of Italy, of course, Florence, or maybe go and see the Leaning Tower in Pisa. Before we arrive into Marseille, one of the oldest cities in France awaits you here. Perhaps go and enjoy some beautiful cuisine while you're there. Before we sail you along to Barcelona. Now, while you're in Barcelona, I definitely recommend the hop-on, hop-off bus. Great way to see the city and decide which sites you want to get off at and take some pictures and things like that. Then we're going to be sailing you into Lisbon, the Portuguese capital. It's got a lovely medieval feel, and if you're looking for something a little bit different, you could perhaps do a 4x4 adventure to nearby villages. Before we arrive in your final destination of Vigo, beautiful fishing port where you should definitely enjoy some fresh fish before we sail you back to Southampton. And all of that from fares of just $999 per person, and we're including that $125 of onboard credit per stateroom. What are you waiting for? Get yourself on the phone and on this lovely cruise at what I think is a lovely time of year to be sailing around the Mediterranean. It's 0800 655 6449. Well, we're going to move on now to our next itinerary, and this time we are taking you around the beautiful Canary Islands, and we're back on board the Navigator of the Seas. So let's see what you could expect on your Royal Caribbean cruise.
Well, for a start off, there's the wonderful service. Look, there's the flow ride at the back. There's the mini golf at the back of the ship. There's the tennis court and the five-a-side football court. I mean, there is so much going on. Each day, when you wake up or when you go to bed of an evening, they put a newspaper in your room telling you what's happening around the ship the following day. And it's you know, if you could be run ragged. You could be. But if you just want to relax and take it easy, you know, top down. And do you know what the great thing about going on a cruise holiday is? No one phones you, because everybody thinks your mobile phone doesn't work at sea. Don't tell them it does. So no one phones you. So therefore, you're not hassled from work and colleagues and, you know, wannabe friends and stuff like that. You know, it is. You know, you just while you're enjoying things like Sabor, the Mexican restaurant, Well, wouldn't that be nice?
Definitely.
You know, all the wonderful food. And, you know, the shows. You're lying down in the sun, relaxing with your family and your friends. You know, enjoying what life is all about. Do you know, once my job here is not to sell you this cruise, it's to get you on our cruise. Because I know once you've been on one of these cruises, you'll be back. You'll be back for more. They are so good, they're addictive. They are addictive. Do you know, there's all this sort of stuff to do if you want to do it. But if you just want to watch other people doing it, you just watch other people doing it, you know. There's no one coming around with a big bell saying, you know, it's all time for the football. Yeah. Everyone jogging around now, come on, knees up. No, none of that. You know, if you want to do it, you can do it. If you just want to read a book, you know, listen to your tunes, relax, go ice skating. Ice skating? I mean, who'd have thought you could do this on a ship? I mean, it's madness, isn't it? I'll tell you what they also do. It's not just you skating on those ice rinks. What they also have, they have those shows on ice. You know, so, you know, the big shows on ice, they're there as well. It's truly incredible. So much to see, so much to do, wonderful entertainment, fabulous food, great ports of call. Why aren't you going? I mean, you know, this is what it's all about. It's all about having a great time. And you certainly will. I mean, if you go on a normal holiday, would you go and see a different show every night? Well, the answer to that is no, because number one, there's probably isn't enough shows because you'd be going back to the same show every night, or you wouldn't be able to afford it. You know, to go to a London show these days, what is it, 60, 70, 80, 90 quid? This is going on the Navigation of the Seas to the sunshine of the Canary Islands on the 26th of October next year for 10 nights. Now that is half term in a lot of areas. We're going to cruise out from Southampton and our first port of call is Madeira, known as the Garden Island because it is forever springtime and the bougainvilleas cascading down into the streets of Funchal. It's lovely. Then we're in to Tenerife. Now, if you want, you can bring your golf clubs with you. Don't charge you extra. And have a round of golf in Golf del Sur. Why not? Then we're over to Gran Canaria. Las Palmas is fabulous for shopping. And the beaches at Maspalomas, you've got to see those dunes to believe them. They're really, really good. Then we're over to Lanzarote. Here you can go to the Tumanfaya National Park or maybe to the lagoon, the Blue Lagoon in Arrecife, and enjoy a day there relaxing. Then we call into Vigo once again in Spain. What a lovely place. As I say, do you know where the ship pulls in? It's right next to this major shopping complex. Have a paella while you're there. You're in Spain, for heaven's sake. You've got to do something like that, haven't you? It really is gorgeous. And that's what's so good about Vigo. So much to see and do while you're there. And then we'll cruise you back into Southampton. Now, have you clocked the price on this one? £869. £869 plus, once again, I'm going to splash that Cooper cash, another $125 for you to spend on board on anything you want. Now, you go to all the top Canary Islands here. Tenerife, Gran Canaria, Lanzarote, they're all there. And at a time of year when the weather's just turned here, the 26th of October, so you're going back into summer. So you're really going to have a real good time. If you try and get a Canary Isles holiday in a good 4-star hotel, full board with waiter service for that price, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it, especially with $125 exclusively for Vision Cruise on board credit. If you want it, dial the number. I think this is going to go really, really quickly.
I do as well. I mean, this is a great way to start your winter by escaping the weather here, because let's face it, it gets cold and it gets wet, and you could be cruising around the Canary Islands enjoying that lovely sunshine. Tempting, isn't it? Just do it. Let's have a little sail back through those details. So we're going to be sailing you out from Southampton and heading for Madeira. So much to do here, from the cable car at Monte to the wicker toboggan ride back down. And maybe try a Jeep safari while you're there, and definitely sample some of the exquisite cuisine. And maybe try the green sangria. I'd highly recommend that. Then we're into Tenerife, fantastic landscapes and black sandy beaches. And you could also head up Mount Tidy for some incredible views there as well. Then we'll arrive into Gran Canaria, the spectacular beach beaches here for you to relax on, as well as lush fields with banana and pineapple plantations to visit as well. Then we're going to arrive into Lanzarote, where you can head up Fire Mountain in the Timofea National Park and view moonlight volcanic views. Really is spectacular. Then we're into Vigo. You could head into town, enjoy some of that lovely food, and definitely a spot of shopping to finish off your holiday before we sail you back into Southampton. And all of that from fares of just $869 per person. And don't forget, we are including your $125 per stateroom of onboard credit to spend on whatever you like. You could perhaps put that against a shore excursion or something along those lines, couldn't you? Ooh. Why not? Get yourself on the phone. It's 0800 655 6449. Well, we're going to move on now to our third itinerary, and this is a Mediterranean highlights cruise around the Mediterranean on the independence of the seas. So let's have a little look with John on board.
So this is the Royal Promenade. You've got everything here from a Ben & Jerry's, and you know, we stay in that stateroom up there, you get free Ben & Jerry's ice cream all time long. And then we've got the cafe, we've got shops and entertainment, there's even a pie shop. So I'll pop in here, so if you get here and there's none, you know where's all the pies. So here we are, just arrived on board, and where are we? Well, it's the law of the sea, isn't it? Bit of rabbit food. Not too much. Oh, this looks lovely. There's so much choice, isn't there? So much choice. Oh, I'll have some of that. Oh, some tomato. Oh, onion. I love a bit of onion. Look at the hams and the cheeses. Lots of meat up. If you really want to treat yourself while you're on holiday, why don't you pop into Chops Grill? The steak and seafood here are absolutely incredible, and you'll just love it. There's tables for families or couples. It's whatever you want, but I know one thing you will want. You want a really juicy steak, and you'll get one. When it comes to accommodation, there's lots to choose from. Now this is the Royal Suite, and I can't promise you that all rooms are going to be like this, with things like their own bar, their own, well, lounge area that's bigger than my lounge at home, bedroom through there with ensuite, of course, and a grand piano. Yeah, I just can't believe it. This is just fantastic.
John, do you know the piano's on my foot?
You hum it, I'll play it. Well, if you're staying in the Royal Suite and you're wondering, is there going to be enough space to hang all my clothes? Well, this is the walk-in wardrobe. I mean to say, there's enough for all my stuff here, and a couple of guests as well. When you've had a hard day at the water park and you're a bit hot and bothered, what's the best thing you can actually do? Well, how about coming to one of these, Sprinkles? The thing is, it's ice cream and you help yourself and it's free. Now that's dangerous. I'll be back in a while for more. Well, you've caught me. I'm in the solarium area, just relaxing and taking it in and checking the compass to find out what's to do on the ship. And there's so much to do. Do you know what? There's so much to do. I think I'll just be busy doing nothing. But that's what cruise holidays are about. Your way, especially on the independence of the seas. Well, everybody's got the 15 minutes worth in them, haven't they? And this is your chance as well. It's the on-air studio. It's a karaoke lounge and it gets seen around the ship. My chance. Do you know, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in the room when someone at Royal Caribbean International's HQ suggested they put an ice rink on a ship. Well, obviously that wouldn't work. Well, maybe it would. Now, the thing is, you can learn to skate here, or you can just sit back and watch the shows on ice. It's spectacular. So here we are on the Independence of the Seas. It is one of the biggest, funnest ships to sail out of the UK. Well, it's full. It has just over 3,500 people on board. But you know what? You wouldn't know that by the space around the decks. Do you know there's 22 different bars and places to mingle of an evening? It's like a floating holiday resort. Yes, there are hot tubs, there's swimming pools, there's the movies which you can see, there's jogging tracks, there's mini golf, there's the flow rider, there's the theatre. Need I say more? There is so much going on, and the food is incredible as well, from the Windjammer to the main restaurant, which is like a fine dining experience in itself. Do you know, when you think what's involved in a Royal Caribbean International holiday, and you look at the Independence of the Seas, it's a holiday you should really think about taking. I love it, and I think you will do too.
I think you could tell I enjoyed being on board there. There was so much to do, and all that ice cream, well. This is going on a Mediterranean Highlights tour on the 22nd of September next year. So do you know what? Half the joy is waiting and talking about your holiday as well. So just a deposit now. We're going to cruise out from Southampton, and our first port of call is Gibraltar. The rock itself, you get a cable car up to the top of the rock, see the Burberry apes there and all that sort of thing, and the views are absolutely stunning across the Mediterranean. They really are. Then we're into Villefranche. This is where you can go to Nice for the day, the south of France. Isn't that lovely? You know, it's just nice to sort of people watch there. Then we're into Civitavecchia, where you go to Rome for the day. The Trevi Fountain. You know, they say if you throw a coin over your shoulder into the Trevi Fountain, you will always return. Want to or not. Then into Livorno. That's where you can go and see the old Leaning Tower of Pisa. You've got to get your picture of you holding it up, haven't you? That's the picture everyone has. Then we're off to Toulon in the south of France. It's a lovely town, Toulon. They've got a cable car there as well. You can go right up to the top of the mountain. But also, they've got a lovely market there first thing in the morning. Then we're into Barcelona. I love Barcelona. Once again, maybe a trip around the Nou Camp Stadium for if you've got any football fans. I'll tell you where you want to go to shopping. Plaza Catalunya is the place to go shopping there. Lovely. And then on to Lisbon. Do you know what? Lisbon is wonderful. Once again, I do the hop-on, hop-off tour bus around there. There's so much to see and do before we call into Vigo. The Costa del Verde, they call it. Green Spain. And it is really, really lovely. You're really going to enjoy your time there. I really did, and I think you will do too. So, and you look at this price here at 1149. It is an incredible price for an incredible ship. You saw what she's like on board, and once again, they're going to be splashing that Cooper cash, $125 for you to spend on board on anything you want, anything. And when you think, when you're cruising around and you're dropping into places like Gibraltar and Nice and, Rome, Livorno, Toulon, Barcelona, Lisbon. It's lovely, isn't it? Try it. Can I just ask you, try it? Because I know once you've done it, you'll love it always, but you'll come back for more. And I'll say, I'll bribe you with $125 to spend on board.
Well, one thing you will never be on a Royal Caribbean cruise is bored, because there is so much going on. And if you're like me and you're a fan of entertainment, I am sure you will not be disappointed, because there is so much to see and so much to do, and the production shows are out of this world. Don't miss out. Let's have a little sail back through those details. So we're going to be sailing you out from Southampton and heading for Gibraltar. Now, while you're in Gibraltar, of course, there's some duty-free shopping to be done, but I'd recommend the trip inside the caves of the rock. It really is fascinating. Then we're going to sail you on to Villefranche, and the approach into the port is very pretty. And once you're there, the choice is yours. You could visit Nice, Cannes, or even Monte Carlo for the day. Then we are into Civitavecchia, of course, for Rome. I'd say head for the Colosseum and see if you can get a picture of a gladiator. Send it in to me, because I'd like to see one, please. Then we're in to Livorno, where, of course, you've got your choice. You could visit Florence or Pisa from here. Before we arrive into Toulon, visit the fascinating old quarter with its ancient cathedral, shady squares, and moss-covered fountains. It really is lovely. Then we'll arrive into Barcelona, and there's so much going on in this exciting city. Maybe visit Las Ramblas and see the colourful street entertainers there. Before we arrive into Lisbon, now the main square in Lisbon's lovely for a spot of lunch and some people watching. Before we arrive into Vigo. And do you know what you can do in Vigo? A Segway tour. How's your balance, John? Do you fancy it?
Fabulous, fabulous.
And then we'll sail you back into Southampton, and all of that from fares of $1,149. Get on the phone, 0800 655 6449. Well, it's now time for our quick picks.
And we're starting off this time around, going around Northern Europe on the 27th of May next year for 7 nights. Now, this is half term in a lot of areas as well. Going from Southampton to Hamburg, Oslo, Zeebrugge for Bruges, and then back into Southampton. 699 quid. 699 quid. But that's not all. I'm going to drop you some Cooper cash as well. $75 for you to spend on board on anything you want. If you want to get involved, 0800 655 6449 and we'll get you on board. Now, how about this one? This is on the 14th of October this year, going around Spain and France on the Independence of the Seas, which you just saw before. We're going from Southampton to Gijón in Spain, Bilbao, Cherbourg and Le Havre, and go to Paris for the day, then back into Southampton. £599. If you've never ever in your life been on a cruise before, have a go at that one. Have a go at that one. It's such a bargain. 0800 655 6449. And then finally, we're on to the Navigator of the Seas, going around the Italian Mediterranean. Come here, smack your face. 15th of September for 14 nights. From Southampton to Gibraltar, Villafranche for Nice, Civitavecchia for Rome, Livorno for Florence and Pisa, Genoa in Italy, Malaga, Lisbon and back into Southampton. 14 nights away for $999. All that wonderful food, all those wonderful shows, all those wonderful places. If you want any of them, just give us a call and we'll get you involved.
Well, if you'd like to know what other cruises Royal Caribbean have got on offer, then pop on the website visioncruise.co.uk. And if you've never cruised before and you're thinking, oh, shall I do it, get yourself on the phone and speak to one of our dedicated team and we'll send you out our first time guide to cruising, which I'm sure will answer all your questions. But from myself and from John, it's time to go. See you next time.
Yeah, carry on cruising. See you.
You've been watching a commercial presentation on behalf of Vision Cruise.